On a seemingly quiet and ordinary night, the calm was shattered as a hailstorm of bullets and explosions descended upon the Manipur Police Commando Station in Imphal. The peaceful tranquility that usually blankets this sleepy city was abruptly replaced by the deafening sounds of gunfire and detonations, signaling the beginning of a deadly assault. The perpetrators, a ruthless group of militants from the Meitei extremist faction known as Arambai, had launched a meticulously planned attack on the police station. Unleashing a relentless barrage of bullets and explosives, they caught the unsuspecting commandos off guard, initiating a reign of terror that would last throughout the night. Under the cloak of darkness, dozens of Arambai militants stormed the compound, their silhouettes barely visible against the blackened sky. Armed with automatic weapons and improvised explosive devices, they targeted both personnel and infrastructure with chilling precision, rapidly overwhelming the defenses of the police station. Eyewitnesses, huddled in fear, painted a harrowing picture of the scene. They spoke of a relentless onslaught, a seemingly endless stream of gunfire and explosions that echoed through the night. Amid the chaos, the militants set several vehicles ablaze, their fiery destruction lighting up the night sky and casting eerie shadows on the surrounding buildings. The sheer intensity of the assault reverberated throughout Imphal, sending shockwaves of panic and fear across the city. The suddenness of the attack, coupled with the ruthless efficiency of the terrorists, left the police commandos and residents alike in a state of shock and disbelief. Despite the danger, brave law enforcement officers quickly mobilized to counter the assault. Additional forces were deployed, a perimeter was established, and a desperate battle to regain control of the situation began. Yet the ferocity of the Arambai militants proved a formidable challenge, their unwavering resolve evident in the relentless barrage of gunfire and explosives. As the night sky was lit up by the fiery destruction, the gravity of the situation became alarmingly clear. This was no ordinary attack. It was a calculated and ruthless assault, designed to sow fear and chaos. And as the first phase of this terrifying ordeal unfolded, the people of Imphal would come to understand the deadly seriousness of the threat they were facing. In the face of an unexpected and ruthless onslaught, the Manipur Police Commando unit scrambled to respond. The assault was swift, brutal, and left little room for strategic planning. It was a situation no law enforcement agency ever wants to find itself in, under siege in their own station, from a foe that seemed to know no fear. Finding themselves at the mercy of a ruthless enemy, the police did what they could to hold their ground. Amidst the chaos and confusion, they fought back with everything they had, but the Arambai militants were relentless. The police compound, once a symbol of law and order, had turned into a battlefield. The commando unit, renowned for their bravery and resilience, found themselves facing an unprecedented challenge. As the militants continued their onslaught, the brave officers steeled themselves, ready to put their lives on the line for the safety of their city. In a desperate bid to quell the violence, authorities attempted to negotiate with the Arambai leaders. A moment of hope flickered in the brutal night as officials reached out, trying to engage the militants in dialogue, hoping to bring an end to the bloodshed. However, the Arambai militants were not interested in talking. Their response was as chilling as it was emphatic, a flat refusal to cease their assault. Negotiations were met with gunfire, and the hope that dialogue might end the night of terror was quickly extinguished. The police commando unit, faced with the unwavering resolve of the terrorists, continued to fight back. They held their ground, defending their station and their city with unyielding courage. But as the night wore on, their resources dwindled, and the odds seemed to stack against them. Despite the desperate attempts to stem the violence, the night was far from over. The city of Imphal, once peaceful and serene, was now a city under siege, held hostage by a group of militants hell-bent on destruction. As the rest of the world slept, the brave officers of the Manipur Police Commando unit prepared to face the rest of the long, terrifying night. In a chilling turn of events, the Arambai leaders issued an ultimatum, pushing the situation to a critical point. These leaders, emboldened by the chaos they had inflicted, warned the beleaguered police commandos of dire consequences if they continued their attempts to quell the attack. The ultimatum was as much a psychological weapon as it was a threat, designed to sow fear and uncertainty among the ranks. Caught in the crossfire, the police commandos found themselves in a precarious position. Outgunned and outnumbered, they faced a formidable adversary in the Arambai militants, a ruthless, unyielding force that seemed to relish the chaos they had unleashed. Yet, even in the face of such overwhelming odds, the police commandos refused to back down. They were the thin blue line, the barrier between the terrorists and the innocent civilians they sought to terrorize. They knew they had a duty to protect, and they were determined to fulfill it, no matter the cost. However, the ferocity of the attack and the stark ultimatum issued by the Arambai leaders pushed some members of the police commando unit to a breaking point. In a symbolic act of protest against the overwhelming firepower and unyielding resolve of the terrorists, they reluctantly chose to abandon their weapons. This act, while seemingly counterproductive, was a poignant statement on the desperate situation they found themselves in. This act of defiance, however, complicated the efforts to contain the situation. With fewer weapons and fewer hands to wield them, the police commandos found their ability to resist the Arambai assault severely hampered. The odds, it seemed, were stacked against them. Yet, despite the dire circumstances, the police commandos remained resolute. They understood that they were the last line of defense against the Arambai militants, and they were prepared to do whatever it took to protect the people of Imphal, even if it meant facing down the barrels of their adversaries' guns unarmed. The standoff revealed the stark reality of the crisis and the formidable challenge that lay ahead. As the night wore on, the police commandos braced themselves for what was to come, their resolve unbroken despite the dire consequences they faced. As the smoke cleared and the dawn broke, the true extent of the devastation was laid bare. The aftermath of the Arambai assault on the Manipur police commando station in Imphal was a sight of utter destruction and chaos. The once bustling police compound lay in ruins with scorched vehicles and debris scattered across the premises. The air was heavy with the acrid smell of burnt rubber and spent gunpowder, a grim testament to the ferocity of the overnight attack. In the cold light of day, the resilient people of Imphal were left to pick up the pieces and grapple with the harsh reality of the situation. The assault, which had unfolded under the cover of darkness, had left a profound impact on the residents of the city. The usual hustle and bustle of the morning was replaced by an uneasy calm, as people cautiously ventured out, their faces reflecting a mix of fear, shock, and defiance. The attack has also had wider implications, raising serious questions about the state of security in the region. It has exposed the vulnerabilities of the existing security apparatus and underscored the pressing need for enhanced measures to safeguard the people and infrastructure of Manipur. The incident has also sparked a renewed debate on the strategies needed to combat the growing menace of terrorism and insurgency in the region. As authorities scramble to investigate the attack and bring the culprits to justice, there is a palpable sense of urgency to reassess and strengthen the region's security framework. The incident has served as a wake-up call, highlighting the urgent need for proactive and effective counter-terrorism measures. In the days and weeks to come, the people of Imphal and indeed the entire state of Manipur will undoubtedly display their resilience and unity in the face of this adversity. However, the scars of this brutal assault will likely linger, serving as a stark reminder of the challenges that lie ahead. As Imphal grapples with the aftermath, the incident serves as a grim reminder of the persistent threat that looms over the region.